Hello everyone. Recently, CBSE has released a sample paper for the board exam for class 10 2021. And in my one of the earlier videos, I have discussed the chapter wise mark distribution or blueprint for this sample question paper. And this paper contains actually two parts, A and B, and both parts have got internal choice, and the part A contains two sections, section 1 and section 2. Section 1 has got 16 questions of 1 mark. Section 2 is actually we have 4 questions on case study. Then we have 2 mark question, 3 mark question and 5 mark question. There will be no 4 mark question, and internal choice will be provided in 2 questions of 2 mark, 2 questions of 3 mark and 1 question of 5 marks. So this is the general pattern of the question paper released by the CBSE for class 10 mathematics standard mathematics paper. So in today's video, I will be solving the first 16 questions which carries 1 mark. In this video, I am going to solve this first 16 questions of 1 mark. So the first question is, if xy is equal to 180 and HCF of xy equal to 3, then you need to find the LCM of xy. Or 2 questions are there. So let's see the first question. This question, first question itself has got internal choice. The first question, if xy means actually the product of 2 numbers. Product of 2 numbers is 180 and the HCF of those 2 numbers is 3. You need to find LCM of these 2 numbers. We know that the relation HCF into LCM is equal to product of those 2 numbers. Product of 2 numbers. HCF of 2 numbers into LCM of 2 numbers is equal to product of 2 numbers. So here that they have given xy. So the numbers they have given as x and y. Product of those 2 numbers is 180. HCF of those 2 numbers is 3. We need to find LCM of those 2 numbers. So LCM is equal to 180 divided by 3, which is equal to 60. The decimal representation of 40,587 divided by 2 to the power of 1 into 5 to the power of 4 will terminate after how many decimal place? That's the next question. We know that the decimal representation of a fraction will terminate if the denominator is in the form 2 to the power of m into 5 to the power of n. Here we can see in the denominator 2 to the power of 1 into 5 to the power of 4. No other number is there. So definitely this will terminate. But the question is, after how many decimal place the decimal expansion will terminate? So you have to write the highest power of either 2 or 5. Here the 5 has got the highest power. Power of 2 is 1 and power of 5 is 4. So when compared 1 and 4, 4 is greater. So the decimal expansion of this number, of this fraction, will terminate after 4 decimal place. So the answer is, you need to write as after 4 decimal place this will terminate. So you need to write, you compare the powers, highest power you have to write. So here power is 4. So the answer will be after 4 decimal place. Next question, if sum of zeros of the quadratic polynomial 3x square minus kx plus 6 is 3, you need to find the value of k. We know the general formula of the quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c. Also we know that if alpha and beta are zeros of this quadratic polynomial, zeros of quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c, then we know that sum of zeros, that is alpha plus beta, is given by minus b by a, and product of zeros, that is alpha into beta, is given by c by a. So here when you compare the coefficient, here I can say that a is 3, b is minus k and c is 6. So alpha plus beta, here they have given sum of zeros. So I am going to write the formula alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a. Alpha plus beta, that is sum of zeros, in the question it is given as 3. 3 equal to minus sign is there in the formula. Value of b is minus k and value of a is 3. So we have 3 into 3 is 9. 9 is equal to k. So value of k, minus into minus is plus, value of k is 9. Next question, for what value of k pair of linear equation does not have a solution? So this question is asked from the chapter pair of linear equation. We have studied three conditions. The first condition is if a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, then it has got unique solution. So this a1 a2 means general form of pair of linear equation is a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0. a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. This is the general form of pair of linear equation. And if a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, then it has got unique solution. If a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2, then it has got mini solution. And if a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 not equal to c1 by c2, then we can say that it does not have any solution. Does not have solution. Now the question is, for what value of k the pair of linear equation? So 3x, my equation are 3x plus y equal to 3 and 6x plus ky equal to 8. So my a1 and a2 are 3 and 6, b1 and b2 are 1 and k, and c1 and c2 are 3 and 8. So it does not have solution. So this you have to put not equal to. Now we have to find out the value of k. So k equal to is 1 by 2 when you simplify. So k equal to 2. So when k equal to 2, this equation does not have a solution. So the value of k is 2. When the k takes the value 2, this pair of linear equation does not have solution. So next question, if 3 chairs and 1 table cost rupees 1500, 6 chairs and 1 table cost rupees 2400, form linear equation to represent this situation. This question is also asked from the chapter pair of linear equation. So we need to form pair of the linear equation. So the cost of, we can take the cost of one chair we can take as x, and cost of one table we can take as y. So we can write 3x plus y equal to 1500, 6x plus y equal to 2400. We need not solve this, just we need to frame the equation because they have given 3 chairs and 1 table. 3 chairs plus 1 table. Table I have taken, cost of the table I have taken as y. So cost of 1 chair I have taken as x. So cost of 3 chairs means you need to multiply 3x plus y equal to 1500 and 6x plus y equal to 2400. So these are the pair of linear equation. Now next question, which term of AP is 0? So this question has got internal choice, and the second one is in an arithmetic progression. If d equal to minus 4, n equal to 7, an equal to 4, we need to find a. So total in the 16 questions, 5 questions will be having internal choice. We have seen now first question from the first chapter has got internal choice, and now from the arithmetic progression, this question also has got internal choice. Now which term of AP is 0? So we know the general formula an, that means n term of AP is a plus n minus 1 into d. In this formula, an means nth term, a means first term, n means number of terms, and d is common difference. Now my AP they have given is 27, 24, 21, etc. The first term is 27. Common difference is a2 minus a1. 24 minus 27 is minus 3. So D is minus 3. An equal to n. An is also given because which term is 0? So you can substitute an as 0. 0 equal to 27 plus n minus 1 into minus 3, or minus 27 is equal to n minus 1 into minus 3. You can take the minus 3 to the other side. So it will become division n minus 1. So 9 equal to n minus 1, or we can say n is equal to 9 plus 1, 10. So the 10th term of this AP will be 0. 10th term of this AP will be 0. Now the second part, in an arithmetic progression, that is choice question. In an arithmetic progression, D is minus 4, N is 7, An is 4, then find A. It is very simple. Again in the same formula, nth term of AP equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. We need to substitute the value. 4 is equal to A, I don't know, I have to find out. N is 7 minus 1 and D is minus 4. So when you simplify this, 4 is equal to A plus 6 into minus 4. 4 is equal to A plus minus 24. So minus 24, when you take to the other side, it will become plus 24. So this will be 4 plus 24 is equal to A, or A is equal to 28. So the first term will be 28. Next question, for what value of k the equation has equal roots? This question is asked from the chapter quadratic equation, and we know the general form of quadratic equation is x square plus bx plus c equal to 0, and we know the discriminant also. Discriminant is b square minus 4ac. So this quadratic equation will have equal roots when the discriminant is equal to 0, and if the discriminant is greater than 0, then it has got two distinct and real roots, and if the discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, is less than 0, then the roots will be imaginary. So here the question is, for what values of k the quadratic equation has got equal roots? So the quadratic equation will have equal roots if b square minus 4ac equal to 0. Comparing the coefficient, I can say that A is 9, B is 6k and C is 4. Now we will substitute in this formula. 6k the whole square minus 4 into 9 into 4 is equal to 0. So 36k square minus 144 equal to 0. Again we can simplify this. K square is equal to 144 divided by 36, or k is equal to square root of 144 by 36. So k equal to, I can write 12 by 6, which is equal to 2. Square root of 144 is 12 and square root of 36 is 6. So 12 by 6 is 2. So when the k takes the value 2, this quadratic equation has got equal roots. Next, find the roots of the quadratic equation, or for what values of the quadratic equation 30x square minus 6x plus 1 equal to 0 has no real roots. So find the roots of this quadratic equation. So we can easily solve by factorization method. 7x plus 10 equal to 0. Find two numbers such that product should be 10 and sum should be 7. So it is 5 into 2 and 5 plus 2. We can group this. X square plus 5x plus 2x plus 10 equal to 0, or x, if you take outside, x plus 5 plus 2 into x plus 5 equal to 0. So the factors are x plus 2 and x plus 5. Equating each to 0, we have the roots of the quadratic equation as x equal to minus 2 and x equal to minus 5. So next question, for what value of a this quadratic equation has no real root? That is 3ax square minus 6x plus 1 equal to 0 has no real root. Just now I explained b square minus 4ac, if it is less than 0, then it has got no real roots. Here a is 3a, b is minus 6 and c is 1. So when I substitute, I have minus 6 the whole square minus 4 into 3a into 1 is less than 0. 36 minus 12a is less than 0. 36 is less than 12a, or I can write a, if you take to this 36 divided by 12, that is 3 is less than a, or if a is greater than 3, then I can say that the quadratic equation has got no real roots. Next question, if PQ is 28, we need to find perimeter of triangle PLM. So perimeter means sum of all the three sides. So perimeter of PLM means this triangle PLM. So this triangle perimeter we need to find. So perimeter is nothing but PL plus LM plus PM. If you consider P as an external point, PQ and PT are tangents drawn from the external point. So I can write this as PQ is equal to PT. Now PQ is nothing but PL plus LQ and PT is nothing but PM plus MT. Again, if you consider L as an external point, LQ and LN both are same because tangent drawn from the external point to circle are same. So I am going to replace LQ as LN, and the same way MT I can replace as MN. Now here we have PL and this LM. So our perimeter of the triangle is PL plus LM plus PM. So this PL and PM I'll write as such. Only this LM, we can see the full length LM, I'm going to write as LN plus NM. So PL plus LN and NM or MN plus PM both are same. So this I can write 2 times PL plus LN. And what is PL plus LN? It is nothing but PQ, and already in the question PQ is given, it is 28. So the perimeter of this triangle will be 56. Otherwise you can remember like this in this figure, if perimeter of this triangle, if they have given like the figure like this and the perimeter is given, to find out the perimeter of the triangle, so if one side is given and if you are asked to find out perimeter of the triangle, just multiply with 2. Or this is how the proof. First you have to take the external point P. So PL plus PL and PM both will be same. Then we know that LQ and LN both are same. And we need to find perimeter of the triangle PLM. So add PL plus LM plus PM and replace. If two tangents are inclined at 60 degree are drawn to a circle of radius 3 cm, we need to find length of the tangent. Angle between the tangent is 60 degree, but we know that this will be half 30 degree. Now we need to, this will be 90 degree. We need to find length of the tangent. Here I don't know two sides, so this OP will be the hypotenuse. If I take tan 30, we know it is opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side is OA, adjacent side is AP. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3, OA is 3, and AP I don't know. We have to find out AP because that is the length of the tangent. So AP will be 3 root 3 centimeter. So the length of the tangent is 3 root 3 centimeter. PQ is a tangent to a circle with center O at the point P. If triangle OPQ is an isosceles triangle, we need to find angle OQP. We know this angle will be 90 degree because angle between the radii and the tangent is perpendicular. It will be 90 degree. Again, this is an isosceles triangle, so these two sides will be equal, and we know that sum of all the angles of the triangle is 180 degree. Angle O plus angle P plus angle Q, it will be 180 degree, and angle P is 90 degree. So O plus 90 plus, I can write O only because both the angles are equal, or I can write Q because they have asked OQP. So 2 angle Q plus 90 equal to 180, or 2 angle Q equal to 90 angle Q will be 90 divided by 2 equal to 45 degree. So the value of OQP is 45 degree. Next question. In triangle ABC, D and E are points on side AB and AC respectively, such that D is parallel to BC. They have given all this measurement. We need to find out C. So by Thayer's theorem, we know that if a straight line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, divides the other two sides in the same ratio, in the same proportion. So since they have given, that means Thayer's theorem says that if DE is parallel to BC, then I can write AD divided by DB equal to AE divided by EC. That means I can write 3 divided by 4.5 is equal to 2 divided by EC, or EC is equal to 2 into 4.5 divided by 3, which is equal to 9 divided by 3 is 3 centimeter. Next question. In the figure, if B1, B2, B3 and A1, A2, A3 have been marked at equal distance, in what ratio does C divides AB? So we can see here 8 is to 5. C divides AB in the ratio 8 is to 5. How I got? You can count the numbers A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, A8. First count A and then count B. So it is in the ratio 8 is to 5. So you can see that this part of the line segment is bigger than this part. So first count A, then you count the points on the line segment B1. Next question. Sin A plus cos B equal to 1. So sin A plus cos B equal to 1. A is given as 30 degree. That means sin 30 plus cos B equal to 1. We need to find out the value of B. So sin 30 is 1 by 2 plus cos B equal to 1. Cos B is equal to 1 minus 1 by 2 is half. Therefore, B is equal to, when will cos take half? When the value of B is 60 degree, we know cos 60 is half. So when the value of B is 60 degree, cos will take the value half. Therefore, value of B is 60 degree. Next, if x equal to 2 sin square theta and y equal to 2 cos square theta plus 1, we need to find out value of x plus y. So x plus y, my x is 2 sin square theta and my y is 2 cos square theta plus 1. So 2 is common and we know the trigonometric identity. We have 3 trigonometric identity. Sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. 1 plus tan square theta equal to sec square theta. 1 plus cot square theta equal to cosec square theta. So 2 into 1 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So value of x plus y is 3. Next question. In a circle of diameter 42 cm, if an arc subtends an angle of 60 degree at the center, where pi is 22 by 7, what will be the length of the arc? We know the formula. Length of arc is equal to theta divided by 360 into 2 pi r. That is the length of the arc. So theta they have given as 60 by 360 into 2 into 22 by 7. Diameter is 42. So radius will be 21. You can cancel this. This is 3. Again this is 1 by 6. Again we can cancel this, which is equal to 3. 3 and 3 again we can cancel. So the answer is 22 centimeter will be the length of the arc. Next question. 12 solid spheres of same radii are made by melting a solid metallic cylinder of base diameter 2 cm and height 16 cm. We need to find out diameter of each sphere. So when one solid is melted into other solid, the volume will remain same. So here the big cylinder, we can say the cylinder is melted into sphere. How many sphere? 12 solid sphere. So 12 into volume of sphere. Now we know that volume of cylinder is pi r square h and volume of sphere formula is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So cylinder diameter is given as 2 centimeter. That means radius will be 1 and height is 16. 12 into 4 by 3 into pi into radius of the sphere we need to find out. Diameter of the sphere we need to find out. So first let us find out radius of the sphere. We can cancel this pi. Again 3 and 12 we can cancel, it is 4. So 16 is equal to 16 r cube. So r cube is equal to 1. Therefore radius is 1. Hence the diameter is twice of the radius. So diameter is 2 centimeter. Find the probability of getting a doublet in a throw of a pair of dice, or find the probability of getting a black queen when a card is drawn at random from a well shuffled pack of 52 cards. So when you throw a pair of dice, the total possible outcome is 36. And here the question is, what is the probability of getting doublet? So the probability of getting doublet means same numbers like 1 1, 1 2, 2 2, 3 3, 4 4, 5 5, 6 6. So number of favorable outcome is 6 and total possible outcome is 36. So the answer is 6 by 36, or you can write 1 by 6. So when you throw a pair of dice, total possible outcome is 36 and getting a doublet is 6. So the probability of getting doublet is 6 by 36. Again, find the probability of getting a black queen when a card is drawn at random from a well shuffled pack of 52 cards. So total number of cards is 52. In this 52 cards, 26 are red and 26 are black. Then we have 2 suits in red and 2 suits in black. Heart and diamond comes under red, they are red color cards, and club and spade will come under black. So club and spade, and each suit contain 13 cards. So this 13 cards include king, queen. So king, we have queen, then we have jack, then ace, then card numbered from 2 to 10, that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the general thing regarding the card problems. And the question is, what is the probability of getting black queen? We have 2 black queen, one from club and one from spade. So total number of cards is 52. So the answer is 2 by 52 or 1 by 26. So thank you for watching my video. In the next video, I'll be doing the case study questions based on case study.